Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Adriana Anais and I love wrestling, as you can probably tell from the past few videos I've been dropping. Today's video is a little different. It is not going to be a podcast episode, but it is going to be wrestling related. If you watched my last podcast episode, if you haven't already, go check it out. The link will be in the description, or I'll have it like floating up here somewhere. I talked about my WrestleMania 41 predictions and how I will be putting out a video separate from the podcast of my predictions. So here I am delivering. This is going to be my WrestleMania 41 night 1 and night 2 predictions. I also want to start off by saying I am a little sick, so if my voice sounds a little weird, sorry about that. I'm very excited for WrestleMania 41, and I'm still undecided of whether or not I'm going to be live streaming it here on YouTube, or I'm going to be doing a recap video with my thoughts and reactions and yada yada, so on and so forth. Still thinking about what I'm going to do, but in the meantime, here we are with our predictions, and I'm very excited. It is WrestleMania season. So I have all my predictions here written down on my iPad. So my predictions are based off of what I think is going to happen, not what I want. I will still say what I want though, and what I would prefer to happen. Let's just get straight on into it. Night 1. We have Jey Uso versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, this match has been building on for the past couple of months now. Jey Uso was the 2025 Royal Rumble winner, and he obviously chose Gunther as to be his opponent at Mania to challenge him for his World Heavyweight Championship. At first, the storyline was pretty lackluster, I'm not going to lie, because we have seen Jey versus Gunther before, but this time around, it is much more serious. Based off of our last Monday Night Raw, we had Jey telling Gunther he is no longer scared of him anymore, and he is praying to God for the man that he is going to be when he sees him at Mania. So there's definitely a lot of hype for this match. This was probably one of the hardest matches to predict, just because you have this over the top, super over babyface in Jey Uso, but there's a lot of criticism on whether or not he can be world champion, whether that be because of his in-ring skills, his mic skills, whatever. He is over with the fans, but is he world heavyweight championship material? And then we have a complete opposite guy with Gunther, who the fans love him because he is so believable, because he is so world heavyweight championship material, you know what I mean? Very hard to predict, but I think Jey Uso is going to win this match. As much as amazing, it would be so amazing to see Gunther win at WrestleMania, considering last year he lost to Sami Zayn for the IC championship. And as much as I think Gunther would make more sense to have a longer title reign, I think he's already over 200 something days. And again, when are we going to capitalize on Jey Uso's stardom other than now? And what better and bigger stage than WrestleMania? I think a lot of people are going to be upset, but I kind of think that's kind of what WWE wants. Whether they want them upset or happy, they just want noise to be created. And Jey Uso winning will for sure make a lot of noise. Do I want Jey Uso to win? I don't know. I love Jey Uso. I really think he deserves a world heavyweight championship, to be a world champion. I just don't know if I don't know. I think it's just sucky that he's going up against a guy like Gunther, who I think, again, is so believable, who isn't doing anything wrong. But again, you got to capitalize while the iron's still hot, and the iron is definitely very hot for Jey Uso, so that's why I have him winning at WrestleMania. It is already confirmed that this is going to be for night 1, and I believe it has been confirmed that this is the opener. So really great way. What a better way to hype up the crowd than get Jey Uso winning. I just believe Jimmy is going to come out and maybe try to help his brother a little bit. Not to say that's going to be the way Jey wins, but definitely can expect some Jimmy Uso interference, considering he has been so intertwined into this storyline already. Moving on, we have Jade Cargill versus Naomi in a very serious grudge match. If you don't know, Naomi took Jade out a couple months back, pushing her onto a car, then taking her spot as a women's tag champion with Bianca Belair. And then in Elimination Chamber, when Jade made her triumphant return, she revealed that it was actually Naomi who attacked her. I believe Jade Cargill is going to get the W on this one. As much as I really want Naomi to get a W, especially at WrestleMania, I think her character honestly needs it and deserves it. She has been like kind of changing her character up with this proceed with caution type of thing. She's become this deranged, like multiple personality type of person. And I think it would be so much better if she won, just to keep this rivalry going. I think there's more that we can do with them. I'm hoping for at least for WrestleMania Backlash, we run this match back and we get a Naomi victory. However, I just think since Jade Cargill is the babyface in this case, and I don't know, I think WWE just wants Jade Cargill to get a W at Mania. I don't see her getting a loss, especially at WrestleMania. She's only been pinned like once, and that was recently by Liv Morgan. They keeping her very protected. Just don't see them having her lose at Mania. So that's why I have her winning. Do I want Naomi to win? Yes, but I think Jade is going to get the W here. Next up, we have the New Day versus the tag team champions that are the War Raiders. I'm not really excited for this match. I'm not going to lie. I thought that there was more that they could do with both tag team champions, whether that be for SmackDown and Raw. I think multi-man ladder matches are always the way to go. That's just me. I'm a sucker for a ladder match. I think the New Day is going to win this match, but they are the heels in this match, and they have just came off of this like very, very intense heel turning on Big E, turning on the fans. For a second there, it was really, really hype, and then they kind of lost some of that hype with them losing and not really having as many matches, and now here we are. I think the New Day definitely need this win. They need this victory to establish themselves. I think they need this to kind of like waking up the crowd, wake up the crowd, wake up the excitement for them. So I think they're going to have the New Day win this one. Moving on, we have Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. Lots of thoughts on this match. Honestly, I think I'm not the only one that has those thoughts. If this was Rey Mysterio versus Chad Gable, I think everyone would be very excited for this match and would really want it. Sure, we all know that Chad Gable is El Grande Americano. On paper, if this was Rey Mysterio versus Chad Gable, I think we will all like and appreciate this match just a little bit more. But it's not. If this was Rey versus Chad, we would like it. We would be excited for it because Chad Gable deserves to have a WrestleMania match, but El Grande Americano does not. So with this match, I think, surprisingly, I think Rey Mysterio is going to get this win. As much as I love Rey Mysterio, he hasn't really put a lot of guys over in terms of like taking losses. He is usually always winning these matches. Listen, he won up against Dominic twice at Mania. So what do you think? Like, if he's not even putting his son over at Mania, what makes me think he's going to put El Grande Americano over, right? Especially since El Grande Americano is supposed to be this heel and he's supposed to be making fun of Lucha. I don't think Rey Mysterio is going to let that happen. So Rey Mysterio is going to get the dub on this one. Doesn't make the most sense. Not really, but whatever. I'm not excited for this match. I'm not going to lie to y'all. But listen, Rey Mysterio is the GOAT in terms of Lucha, and he's like 50 something still going. So I'm going to watch and support him, obviously. So shout out to him. Sucks that Chad Gable still hasn't gotten a WrestleMania match yet, but I guess shout out to El Grande Americano. Moving on, we have Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight for the United States Championship. Now, this is a match I am extremely excited for. This is Jacob Fatu's first ever WrestleMania match. And LA Knight is going in as champion this time around, so it's really fun. Do not believe he's walking out. I believe Jacob Fatu is going to get the victory on this one. Solo and Tama are definitely going to come out, make an appearance. I don't think that's going to be the reason why Jacob wins. I think they're going to give Jacob a very clear and decisive win, but I do think there's going to be some interference of some sort, messing up the vibe for a little bit. But again, Jacob's going to win clean, fair, and square. However, this match is going to absolute bang. They're super hyped up right now. So I could definitely see them having Jacob just go over and win. He's been on absolute fire as of late. So why not just put the title on him and establish him even more? Moving on, we have a match that at first nobody was excited for, and now we all cannot wait to see how this plays out. It is Charlotte Flair versus Tiffany Stratton. Now, Charlotte Flair was the 2025 Women's Royal Rumble winner. She is the first ever woman to win 2 Royal Rumbles. And then we have the new and established Tiffany Stratton. I wouldn't even call her a rookie, but she is very new to WWE. I think she's only been in the company for about 5 years now, maybe even less. And she has had the rocket strapped to her back, and she is our WWE Women's Champion. Going off of what happened last Saturday or last Friday, with their promo battles up against one another, the very personal digs that they've given to one another, this match has quickly became one of the most anticipated matches in terms of like what is going to happen when the bell goes off and who's going to stay professional, who is not. I'm very excited for this match, and as much as I want Tiffany to get the win, I don't think she is. I think WWE is bold enough, the same way they were bold to have Charlotte Flair win the Royal Rumble. I think they are just as bold and have her beat Tiffany 1, 2, 3 to become a 15-time women's champion. I don't think Charlotte Flair needs this W at all, but I do think she is going to get it. Am I happy about that? Not necessarily. I think Tiffany needs to win this. I think she, on top of her just being a newer star, she is one of the most over females right now in WWE, and she needs something to cement herself as not just another person that was a women's champion, not just another woman that was over with the crowd, but an actual established superstar. Having a Charlotte Flair win under her belt will do so much for her. But again, the odds are definitely stacked up against her right now. I would like to think I'm proven wrong and Tiffany takes this W, but going past with WWE's track record, I don't know. So I just said Charlotte Flair is winning this one. I mean, Charlotte Flair did say when she came back that she was coming back to take even more gold. So why should I not take her for her word? You know what I mean? Moving on, we have the main event of night 1. We have CM Punk versus Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns. Y'all, this triple threat has been so highly anticipated for the last couple of weeks. There's so many parts to this story. There's so many interlocking storylines here. First, we have the Paul Heyman of it all. Then we have the chair of it all. Then we have the grudge of it all. Like, there's too many factors for this match. And again, this was one of the harder matches for me to predict. Do I want Seth Rollins to win? Absolutely. I think it honestly would kind of make the most sense in terms of like, CM Punk and Roman don't really need this victory as much. I think Seth does. He's been taking a couple L's. He can take those L's and still be Seth freaking Rollins, still be the Messiah, still have this established character, still have some sort of credibility. But how many of those losses are going to play into the factor? You know, like how many losses can he take before he isn't? And I think especially based off of his promo last week on Monday Night Raw and asking Paul Heyman to take his side and saying now that Paul Heyman owes him a favor, there's so many factors in this, but I still believe that they're going to have CM Punk get the victory on this one. I think Paul Heyman is going to help CM Punk win despite whatever Seth said and despite his allegiance to Roman. He's going to be in his corner anyway. I think Punk is going to get this victory. I mean, it's very hard for me to believe that they finally give CM Punk his WrestleMania main event and he doesn't win it. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at with that one. Who is going to take the pin on this one? If it's between Roman and Seth, I do believe that they're going to have Punk pin Seth. I don't know, y'all. This is a very, as much as this WrestleMania has been pretty hated on in terms of like the internet wrestling community, I still think it's very unpredictable in a lot of ways. A lot of these matches are up in the air on like who they decide to go with. I think it's going to be one of those moments where they kind of change things very last minute. I don't know. But let's move on to night 2 of WrestleMania. First up, we have the opener. I think this has been already confirmed as our opener. We have Rhea Ripley versus the Women's Elimination Chamber winner Bianca Belair versus the Women's World Champion Io Sky. Oh, I'm so excited for this match. I think this is the match I'm most excited for. I'm not even going to lie. These three women are, like I said, Tiffany was one of the most over women. These three women are the most over. I think they're top three right now. I think Bianca Belair is going to walk out as champion in this match. Bianca Belair kind of has a WrestleMania like streak going on. I think they still kind of referring to her of having a streak, and I like to keep it that way. And besides, between these three women, Bianca's the only one that hasn't won the Women's World Championship, and I think it's like, why not, you know? So I think Bianca's going to walk out as champion. She is definitely like, a lot of people like to say that Io's the underdog, and I think in a lot of ways she is, in terms of like, she isn't even being like, her character isn't being taken seriously. And sure, many people consider Io to be the underdog of this match just because she's been overlooked by her opponents and kayfabe and all that nonsense. But I think she's, if anything, she's probably she's being underestimated, but I don't think she's the underdog. I think Bianca's kind of the underdog in the sense where it's like, she's been getting booed a lot. Not many people are, like, many people want her to win, but they don't think she is. A lot of people think Rhea's going to be winning. And at first I thought Rhea was going to win as well. But I think with the way that Rhea's character is going, I think they're going to have Bianca win. Like I said, she's the only woman out of the three that hasn't won this championship. And I think also WWE is kind of honoring her streak, but not really mentioning it too much. So I just think Bianca's going to win. She was the women's elimination chamber winner after all. So yeah, that's who I have. I have Bianca winning. I kind of want Io to win a little bit more though, just so she could get that W at Mania, but who knows. Moving on, we have a grudge match. This is going to be a Sin City street fight. It is Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. Now listen, I want Drew McIntyre to win. I really do. I really do. I think he deserves this win. I think Drew has done an excellent job these past couple of months, if anything to a year. This has been the best Drew McIntyre we've ever seen, with his character, with his on the mic, with his matches, a lot of things. But WWE has kind of made it a point to point out that Damian Priest is this new established guy in their company. Do I dislike Damian Priest? Absolutely not. If anything, I think I was one of the very few people that was very happy that he won the World Championship at Mania last year. But again, they've established Priest. They've made him seem like this very huge character. He rarely takes pinfall losses. He rarely gets pinned in general. I think at WrestleMania, they aren't going to have Priest lose. I think Drew's going to get a classic Drew McIntyre roll-up, and Damian Priest is going to pin him for the 1, 2, 3 to have the dub here at Mania. I think a lot of people are going to be upset, but again, a lot of people are going to be making noise. So that's who I have, Damian Priest winning. Moving on to a match that I believe shouldn't even be happening. Like, sure, it could be happening. I just wish the participants were a little bit better, or different, should I say. We have the Women's IC Champion, Lyra Valkyria, and Bayley going up against the Women's Tag Champions, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. I'm still in the camp that the women's mid-card titles should be defended on their own at WrestleMania, the same way that the men's mid-card titles are being defended on their own. But that isn't our reality, sadly. So I have Liv and Raquel winning. I mean, listen, Liv and Raquel are an established team in comparison to Bayley and Lyra that are not a team. And I think that's going to actually help them, because I think in this match, I'm predicting that Bayley turns on Lyra. We've kind of been getting teased that Bayley is maybe sort of going in a heel direction again. So I think having her turn heel again will do wonders for her. I think this will also create a feud going into going with Lyra's IC championship and having them fight for that. That's the cards we've been dealt with. I think Lyra and Bayley are going to have some issues because, again, they're not an established tag team. Bayley turns on Lyra, therefore giving Liv and Raquel the win. And besides, I think Liv herself deserves this win. I am really sad to say that even though Liv Morgan had the best year of her career last year, she isn't getting a one-on-one match at Mania. And I believe, I don't think Liv has ever gotten a singles match at Mania. So Sadly, she isn't going to get it this year. However, a win for her is very much needed at WrestleMania. So I think this is how she's going to get it. Moving on, we have a match that, again, probably shouldn't even be happening. We have Logan Paul versus AJ Styles. I'm going to get right straight to it. Logan Paul is getting this win. I believe in his contract. It probably says I'm going to win at every WrestleMania match that I have. So yeah, listen, AJ Styles can take this loss, right? Like, he is very established. He's a Grand Slam champion. And he's AJ freaking Styles, man. He is the phenomenal one. So he could take a loss. Does it suck that it's going to be delivered by Logan Paul? Yes. Does it even suck more that it's going to be at WrestleMania? Yes. Do I want him to win? Yes. But I don't believe he is. Logan Paul's going to get this victory. Hopefully it's going to be in a very heel way. Maybe with some brass knuckles. Maybe with some interference from a celebrity guest like, I don't know, Machine Gun Kelly or something. I don't know. But Logan Paul is going to get this win. Next up, we have a match that, again, I am extremely excited for. We have a fatal four-way between Dominic Mysterio, Penta, Finn Balor, and the men's IC champion, Braun Breaker. Now, this is going to be such a fun match, man. We're going to see killer spears. We're going to see Three Amigos. We're going to see Mexican destroyers. We're going to see coup de grace. This match is going to be so freaking awesome. And it's going to, you know what's going to make it even more awesome? That Dominic Mysterio is going to get the win on this match. I think Dom 100% deserves to have his singles title run at this point in his career. He has become one of the most over heels, one of the best heels in modern wrestling today. I think his improvement in ring speaks for itself. I think this is the perfect way to have him get even more over with the crowd. Listen, at this point, Dom isn't even getting booed as much anymore. He's getting "Let's Go Dom" chants when he's wrestling. I am so excited. I really not only hope, but I want Dom to win, and I think he is going to win. And this way, I think it also makes sense to have Dom win because Braun Breaker doesn't need to get pinned in this instance, since it is a fatal four-way. I don't think they're going to have Penta take that loss at Mania and take that pin at Mania, but I do see them having Dom pin Finn Balor. Therefore, it breaks up the Judgment Day. It allows both men to kind of do their own thing, which I think we all kind of want to see at this point. And again, this protects not only Braun, but it also protects Penta in WrestleMania. So Dominic's going to get the upset, pin Finn, 1, 2, 3, Dom, our new IC champion. And lastly, we have, I know I've said it for all of them, but I genuinely believe this match is the most anticipated. It is the 2025 Men's Elimination Chamber winner, John Cena, going up against the undisputed WWE Champion, Cody Rhodes. Guys, I'm so excited for this match. Now, I love Cody Rhodes. As The Rocks may say, I am a Cody crybaby, okay? I love that man. Down, okay? My fellow Cancer King, I love him. However, I don't think he's winning at Mania, guys. Cody has already made 365 days as champion, I'm pretty sure, because last year's Mania was, I believe, April 7th, April 8th. However, we have gotten The Rock's interference within Cody Rhodes' run here as champion for so long. Shit, he's the reason why John Cena turned heel to begin with, right? John Cena turned to The Rock when he realized he could not win number 17 on his own. I think we're gonna have The Rock. We're probably gonna see Travis Scott interfere in the match between Cody and John. And at the very end of it all, it's going to be John Cena winning number 17, and The Rock is going to be raising his hand. And listen, we all know John Cena technically does not need The Rock's help to win, but what better way to have this heel, no soul Cena win than have the final boss help him win his number 17. I think this is a perfect way to keep on the storyline between Cody and The Rock and Cody and Cena. In my hopes, this leads to Randy versus John Cena for the championship somewhere else down the line. Now, speaking of Randy Orton, I did not forget, he is going to be having a WrestleMania match. We still do not know who it's going to be up against, since Kevin Owens unfortunately had to back out of his match since he needs to go and get neck surgery all well wishes for KO. I hope he has a speedy and really good recovery. But leaving Randy Orton without an opponent for WrestleMania now, there's been a lot of talk on who his WrestleMania opponent can be. I've seen a lot of people saying that it's going to be Nick Aldis. I am not the biggest fan of that, but if that's what's happening, that's what's happening. What I really wish for to happen is that it's going to be a returning Malachi Black, formerly known as Aleister Black, then formerly known as Malachi Black all over again. We've getting a lot of video vignettes and a lot of promos recently saying that it might just be him. That one's really just up in the air and up for whatever happens, it happens. If they confirm who it is on Monday or on Friday, then I'll tweet out who I think is going to win on that one. And you could just follow my Twitter to be on the lookout and to see if my predictions change or not. But right now, these are my predictions for WrestleMania for the confirmed matches that we have night 1 and night 2. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Please make sure to leave a thumbs up if you guys enjoy videos like this one. Follow me on all my social media down below. I will be having my NXT Stand and Deliver predictions on my TikTok at She Speaks Wrestling. So go follow me on there. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Love you guys so much. Subscribe, push that notification bell, because if I do end up deciding to live stream here on YouTube for WrestleMania, you need that bell so you could get the notification that I'm on live. And yeah, bye guys.